Hey everyone, it's Ivan from Champion Gaming, and I'm back today. So, you know how the last one was like a little bit more of a non-competitive deck, but still a decent deck? I might be going down a wrong rabbit hole here, but today, as the title says, as the thumbnail shows, we got Wind Vanitas. So, I don't really have much more of an intro than that. Me and Caven were trying to cook this up, and we're trying our best here. Definitely some tweaks that could be made, but let's just jump in. So, we do start with wind. We aren't going to, multi-classes or multi-element, strat where you're starting with fire or wind, or sorry, fire or water. And we really wanted to focus on trying to get Vanitas, level 1 online, that glimpse for to help set up your future turns. So, a lot of the all the cards that look like Vanitas really push you to play that mono-color Vanitas to give it that strength of just going wind. But we do have some non-wind cards. So, Wind Spirit. Vanitas level 1, we are getting that, Glimpse 4 on enter because we are going Spirit of Wind. So that's really cool. Not much more to say about Vanitas level 1. It's 19 health, it's Cleric. So it's turning on some Cleric, synergies and all that kind of stuff. And then level 2. So level 2 is what we're really trying to get to. This is more of an ally-based deck, so it's going to be a little hard to balance, when to put allies on board and when to try to level up. But we do have some floating memory to help us get there, to, protect our board, but also allow us to, get to level 2. So level 2, it's doing that thing is if you play a spell, you're getting extra damage on him, and he already has an innate 1 attack. So you could get up to, if you get up to 7, like his on-champion hit has, then their materializations cost 1 more, your opponent's materialization on champion hit. I don't think we're ever getting that necessarily. If you do, it's just by luck. The main point is that we get to level 2, and we honestly just get an infinite sword, if you will, every single turn, and that's pretty cool. We are playing some swords though. We do have Bulwark Sword in the main. This is just a, pay down 2, and for level 2, we're just swinging for 3. Just really nice, really clean, really simple. We do have Sword of Seeking. Same thing, it's free, so if we are level 2, we're swinging for 2 actually, and that's just really nice. If we are using other synergies that work with swords, then we also have it too. Not in this deck, but I think you could mess around with that. Stuff like Deflecting Edge and all that kind of stuff. Then we do have Safeguard and Tariff. So Safeguard and Tariff, they're kind of the bread and butter of every deck right now, of defensive cards that you could put in. I was looking at me and Kim both looking at cards that we put in the material deck, and there were options, but obviously these are just good safe options, especially since we're not going to that 30 or 25 and 30, in between 25 and 30 health, because we are just staying at level 2. We kind of need some good defensive options. Then we have some more utility cards, which are Smoke Bombs and Eye of Argus. This can help, Smoke Bombs can help protect our board and or allow us to get around a Taunt or Interceptor. And then Eye of Argus, allows us to, fight against those stealth units, maybe something that has been Smoke Bombs, or, Shimmercloak Assassin and whatnot, and Dream Fairies, Snow Fairies. There's a lot of stealth in decks right now, and people are really utilizing that, so Eye of Argus got a lot better. We are playing an okay amount of floating memory, so those are easier to materialize than most ally decks. And then we just kind of have a draw package. We aren't playing the Baubles because honestly, Norm Slimes is pretty good, and Baubles don't work against Norm Spirit Slime. So we do have an Life Essence Amulet. So we do have a Life Essence Amulet. Honestly, it's just there if we bring it out and we expect something to die, cool. Backup Charger, it feels like the new GCR, and of course we have GCR. So we have a decent amount of draws still, and of course we have that draws with both Eye of Argus and Smoke Bombs as well. So there's 5 draws in our material deck, so we're sitting pretty okay even without Baubles. Before we move into the main deck though, here's Caven with some words about upcoming things we have going on, both events and, some ways to support us.
Hey guys, don't forget to go check out our Patreon, linked in the description below. If you've been liking the YouTube content, we have a lot more content on Patreon. We make sure to load up the content over there and make you really feel like the money that you're helping support us with is worth it. Also, to help support us, please use our TCG player affiliate link in the description below. It comes at no cost to you. It just gives us a little bit of a kickback if you use our link. We also have a way for you to save money. If you use code TRUE5, all one word, at dragonshield.com, you are going to save 5% off your order and also help us make a little bit of money for our channel to keep upgrading camera equipment and all that stuff. Don't forget to come out for our June 30th Michigan Ann Arbor MRC Regionals. We have 8 invite cards, the Fancy Lightweaver's Assault regional invite cards being given out, guaranteed no matter what our attendance is. So make sure to come out for that. awesome Sapphire packs as well. It's a regionals that you're not going to want to miss. We are one of the first ones in the season, so you can get your stuff before anyone else. We also have AMB pre-orders up live on our website, also linked below. Go check out that description. There's so many links, so many cool ways to interact with us, to save money, to get ready for the next set. So we have a mega bundle deal up right now. You can get a case as well as one of each starter deck for a really killer price. We try to be super competitive out there, and we appreciate all of your support. Thank you guys so much.
All right, so let's just jump in. We got allies. You know, one of the best allies for an allies deck, Gildas. 4 of Gildas, not a big surprise there. She is a 3 cost, potential 4/3. It's pretty easy to balance Gildas. You know, not much more to say about Gildas. She's really strong. She makes it, you know, being able to just swing 4 in one turn really, really good. Lurking, one of the best 3-drop 2/3s because it has that stealth while awake, so great turn 1 play for going first. It has that level 1 bonus. We are going to level 1 like pretty soon, right after we start playing. It's probably one of our first materializations going to level 1, and maybe a second materialization might be level 2, or maybe it could be GCR and maybe some draw effects. But because of that, we actually probably are getting that level 1 possibility to retaliate, to help kill off stealth units, things that people aren't realizing that people forget about this a lot. So very good. We have 3 Imperial Recruit. Honestly, we're trying to keep our normal count down. So this is our last normal ally we have in the deck. Imperial Recruit is just a 2-drop, possible 2/3. And if not, if it's just a 2-drop 1/3, which is fine stats, but people often are swinging into it, so it's saving you health. People realize that it is a threat because it's just so cheap value for you. And we have a couple ways to save it and allow it to get that Foster guaranteed, basically. So then we have the Wind allies. So we have 4 Vigilant Sentry, and honestly, I'll put right up on here as well, 4 Wind Rider Vanguard. We are not getting these class bonuses, but the point of them is that they are 3-drop 2/3s that are Wind. Because we are running a card that we'll get to here soon. Our win counts matter. We are Wind Vanitas. These, again, just 3-drop 2/3s that have no class bonuses, so we can always just drop them. It's essentially the same thing as people running a Steam Knights or Sharpshooter, whatever her name is, Trained Sharpshooter, but that's what these are for us. And then we have 2 Trained Hawk. Same reason why I have Argus in the material deck. We have, we want a little more stealth removal. There's a lot of things that have stealth, a lot of things that have 2 health when they're stealth. And so Trained Hawk is a solid card to put in general. And then, of course, everyone's favorite, Dream Fairy. This shouldn't be any surprise. It's the reason why we run True Sight. And because if our stuff gets Dream Fairyed, we want a way to remove it. Dream Fairy is a big problem, so we run it. Helps remove allies, helps remove those pesky shadow tokens, helps us remove things like Majestic Spirit, even slimes. There's a lot of good use cases for Dream Fairy right now, so of course it is a 4-of. And then some of the interesting cards of the deck, which are 4 Eternal Magistrate. Eternal Magistrate is really helping you to, if you can protect this thing, stopping your opponent from being able to level up or being able to bring out just stuff in their main phase from their material deck is really, really strong. That Incarnate, they can't do that if they, try to, so they have to kill this off first, which is going to use some resources, so maybe they can't just use Eternal Magistrate, or, Majestic Spirit and Incarnate Majesty, that's what I want to say. Use that to just help, stabilize their board. So we're messing around with this. It is just a 2-drop 1/3, and it's an automaton, so we can pop that Power Cell token we get from Backup Charger if we need to. And then we run 3 Blessed Clergy. Kind of the same reason. This one is worse because it is a 2-drop 1/2, but the fact that it is forcing your opponent to only be able to play 2 cards, and remember, materializing a card counts as playing a card. So, specifically in the materialization phase is what I'm talking about. So, if they materialize something, and then they try to play something, maybe it's an ally to remove this, and you save it, like by giving a buff its health, or to remove suppress their ally that's coming at you, or somehow you just protect this without just putting it back to hand or whatever, then that's all they can do for the turn. Like if they try to go in all in on this and try to kill it, you're able to stop it, then they are sitting in a very unfortunate spot. And then the only attack card of the deck, and I guess you guys can know, you can assume what it's going to be here, which is Dominating Strike. So Dominating Strike is a 3-cost deal 4, which is already okay, but you may reveal 3 wind element cards from your memory, and this is the Vanitas class, or Vanitas bonus, so we are going to be Vanitas when we're using this. rather than pay for this card's reserve cost, basically you can just reveal 3 win cards. So we can play a 3-drop of some sort and put 3 win cards down, and then play this essentially for free by revealing those. It's kind of like, you know, Imbue before Imbue was out a little bit, but like you have to have a prerequisite, another card that you have to play, but still, 4 deal, you know, 0 cost to deal 4. While we're level 2, it's dealing 5. Very, very good, very, very solid. You know, that's the whole point of this deck, is just, you know, being really aggressive. And then we got kind of the utilities / spells of the deck. We do have a good chunk here. One thing we didn't notice that about this deck when we were building is like it does feel a little ally light, or a little, you know, spell heavy, I guess, or utility heavy. So there's some changes that you definitely can make here. But don't worry, stay tuned for next week, next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday, however, whenever this is getting posted. We will have Alan Fire Geldis versus Win Vanitas. You know, the matchup of a lifetime that everyone's been waiting for and wanting to see in Top Cuts. You know, we'll have that here on the channel. So definitely like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Terry would be proud of me right now. I know he would. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't promote our channel very often. So, but anyway, we have 4 Fairy Whispers. This is an ace card of the deck. You know, you can do it in Recollection when we're level 2 to give that Vanitas level 2 an extra bonus, you know, because this is a spell, and so we are actually getting a +2 or +1 attack for the turn, so we're at 2 attack. If we're doing Recollection, we're not losing any cards from hand. We're not, you know, putting cards in memory, so we're limiting ourselves in any way. So Fairy Whispers is a very, very good card. And then we have, you know, maybe more of a card that me and Capen just wanted to try out, which is Diablerie. Diablerie, I'm not really sure. I'm probably saying that incorrectly both ways. But this is a card that, in a lot of, you know, win decks try to play it, but we actually get the floating memory class bonus, which is huge. So if we're level 1 or even level 2, we have, you know, 1 costing regalia that we can bring out. So even if we are not able to steal their divine relic, and honestly, no one's going to play around this thing, so everyone's going to be trying to play around. Like if they're playing around this, then you're already winning in some ways, most likely. If they're not bringing out their GCR, their Grail, their Spectrometer, their Mercurial Heart, good for you, good on you. So, but nice thing is, it's not dead in this deck, because if we are Vanitas, we are getting that floating memory, and so it's never just a dead card in the deck that's just sitting there. And then we have 2 Attune with the Wind. So this was a hard thing. We actually think about one of the potions, I can't remember what it's called, Draught Elixir or something, that gives buff counters. It has an age counter, gives a buff counter equal to age counters, because we aren't running too many allies, which is kind of like I said, the rough part of this deck currently with where it's at. But Attune is just so good. You know, giving anything, just your whole board buff counters. Our allies are a little, you know, lower in attack and health, honestly. So Attune hitting our whole board is really, really strong. And then we have a 3 of Reclaim. Floating memory saves an ally so we can get it back to hand, get more value out of it. Honestly, that's all it's there for. We have a 3 of Enchaining Gale, and when we are Vanitas level 1 or 2, we are getting the class bonus of Cleric, of course, so this is only costing 1. This is essentially our deflecting edge of the deck. It is a 1 cost that can help protect an ally, or, you know, use it on their ally to save an ally as well of ours, or just get rid of their stuff, whatever it might be. That's what this is for. You know, it destroys tokens technically as well at 1 cost. So also just a very good card, but it is a 3 of because we had a hard time with trying to make our deck feel not just clogged up with a bunch of spells. But I do have a last wind spell here for you, which is Favorable Wind. So again, save on board. Everyone knows this card. You can burn it for floating memory. Nothing special there. Protects our stuff, saves our stuff, whatever it might be. And then we have, of course, everyone's favorite, 1 Turbo Charge. Some decks run 2, some decks run 1. If you're running a bunch of power cells, I haven't seen a deck that does this and really utilizes, you know, a bunch of turbo charges and power cells to really help draw. But if you're running backup charger, most running a single turbo charge as well, unless you are just like an automaton deck. Speaking of automatons, we have a 2 Reprogram. Not much more to say about this. It is essentially a kill spell with floating memory against an automaton deck, and if not, you know, in games 2 and 3, if this had a sideboard, we didn't build it, but we did theorize, you know, you'd have like Seeking Shots for like, you know, humans or other, you know, cards that you could swap in over this. But also, this is just a really good card. Protects our stuff, kills their stuff, gives us floating memory. And then the last card of the deck, which is a 3 Inspiring Call. Honestly, we really want to put this at 4 because having a level 2 that already has an attack on it that you can swing with every single turn. So Inspiring Call can always be online as soon as you're level 2. And even before that, we do have a couple weapons. Is really, really cool, honestly. And this is, Inspiring Call replaces itself as well. So we can swing if we're level 2 every single turn. And so every single turn, we can Inspiring Call. And that's just really, really strong and really fun. So that is a deck for you guys today. Hey, if you guys need A and B orders, check out our website and use the code that I'm putting here at the bottom for free shipping on orders over $200. I forget what it is, but there it is. Honestly, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. Peace.